friends, and welcome back to Ursula's Farmhouse Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make toffee so you can make some for Christmas gifts or just to eat and snack on around the holidays. And I want to show you how really nicely it turned out. So I've made it a couple of times this week and it's so wonderful and crunchy with lots of different nuts. So I hope you'll join me today as we make toffee together. Okay, so now we'll just talk about the ingredients that we're going to use in the toffee today. We're going to use butter. So we're not using margarine, but we're using real butter. We're using granulated sugar, vanilla extract, milk chocolate chips, and several different nuts. We're going to use sliced almonds, pecans, and we have a few walnuts, so we're going to add those in too. We're going to use this manual chopper today. I didn't want to get out my noisy food processor, so we're just going to use this. And let's get started, y'all. So first you'll need to line your cookie sheet with some foil. And you'll need to spray it with some cooking spray. Okay, the next step is we're going to take 1 cup of the sliced almonds. And we're just going to spread them out on the cookie sheet. Wanted to let y'all know I decided to double the recipe today for the toffee. So instead of 1 cup of sliced almonds, I'm going to go ahead and do another cup since we're doubling all the ingredients. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and add in our butter, and it's 4 sticks of butter when we double the recipe. Now I'm going to add the vanilla extract. Remember not to get vanilla flavoring because it's not as strong and genuine. So make sure that you get vanilla extract. So that's 1, 2. So that makes a ½ teaspoon. Hey, so I just wanted to tell you a couple of things to be aware of. First of all, I went and bought a candy thermometer because this is the second time this week that I'm trying to make toffee. The first time I didn't cook it long enough, so obviously it didn't turn out. But this time I'm hoping to be more successful because I've got a candy thermometer. This one is by Taylor, and it was around $16. I got it at Publix, but you can get one at Walmart or wherever. Now you're wanting to make sure that you cook the syrup for 15 to 18 minutes, or when you use a candy thermometer that it reaches 310 degrees. So just make sure that it's the consistency that you're looking for. We're looking for kind of an amber color, and we want it to be bubbly. We want to see it rise, you know, so it will rise up when it's ready. And mine didn't do that the first go around. So we're hoping that this is gonna really turn out well today for us. So I'm just gonna continuously stir, and I want to make sure that I continuously stir because we don't want it to burn. We don't want it to stick to the pot. And I went ahead and put the candy thermometer, and it has a little clip attached, so it's nice and handy. But don't let the thermometer touch the bottom because you don't want it to get overly hot. We want it to be, you know, a genuine temperature of the candy. We're going to go ahead and chop up the pecans, and I'm going to be doing 2 cups since we're doubling the recipe. You might want to go ahead and make sure that your nuts are chopped before you start cooking down the candy because, you know, you're under a time crunch. and you're constantly stirring the pot. So we're gonna go ahead and add in 2 cups of nuts. I'm using pecans. That was 1 cup. Just do 2 cups total. And we have just a little bit of walnuts left, so I'm gonna go ahead and measure those out. So I did 1½ cups of pecans, and I'm doing ½ a cup of walnuts. Okay, and now let's pray that this works. I haven't used it in a long time. Okay, it's working.
And you want to get them to be pretty fine.
That'll make it crunchier. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go around one more time. I still see a few big ones. Okay, let me give you some more tips about this toffee. So if you'll notice, the syrup is really starting to bubble. And if we don't continuously stir, it's going to stir out. It's going to boil over. And we don't want that to happen. And one thing that I can tell you about a wooden spoon, there is a nice little trick about wooden spoons. Let me get a clean one out and show you what I mean. If you just put a wooden spoon across the Dutch oven or whatever pot you're using, it will tame the flame, so to speak. It's not going to let it boil over. So isn't that a cute little hack? So try to remember that. Keep you a clean wooden spoon and just sit it on the top. And then if you need to step away and wash your hands or whatever, you're fine. But we need to keep stirring now. And pretty soon the color is going to turn from a light yellow to an amber, kind of an amber brown color. And then we'll know that it's getting closer to ready. Right now it's 222 degrees. And the magic number is 310 degrees. So we've got a little ways to go yet. So we'll just keep stirring and we'll let you know when it gets closer to ready. I just wanted to show you that you might think that the candy is ready, but guess what? It's not ready yet. We're gonna wait until it's more of an amber shade. It's gonna be like a brown amber shade. And it's gonna get thicker, right, Melanie?
Yep. It'll get kind of a funny consistency.
It'll start foaming?
Yes, and it'll also look pretty thick and kind of sticky.
Okay.
It actually looks kind of gross for a second, but then once it hardens, it looks good again.
Okay. And we're still waiting on that temperature to climb because right now it's 230 degrees. We're still waiting on that 310 to get here.
Yep.
Okay, so don't give up if you're making toffee.
All right, so it's getting pretty close to being done now. If you look at it, it's getting really thick. And you can't see as many of those foamy tall bubbles, but it's looking really kind of has a funny consistency now.
It looks like it's between yellow and amber.
Yep, so we're getting pretty close, but we've still probably got about 5 more minutes.
And the temperature now is 258. So we're still waiting on it to climb to 310. Okay, so the toffee is getting really just about the color that we're looking for. We're just waiting on the temperature to come up a little bit more. Right now it's at 283 degrees, or 284 now rather, and we're waiting for it to come up to 310. You'll notice it's thicker and it's really getting to be a nice consistency. It's at 300 right now. Or is that 308? 300.
It says 300.
Okay, the candy is at 300 degrees right now, and I'm going to keep stirring it a little bit longer. But do you see how that brownish, it looks like caramel now, and basically that's what it is. It looks just like caramel. So
it just came out. For a second, it came out of the candy.
Oh, okay. So we're still waiting a little bit longer because we want it to be at 310.
I think it might be ready.
Okay.
Yeah, so
It's at 311 now, so it's ready.
So
Okay, so we'll take out the thermometer. Okay, and I'm gonna quickly start pouring. Can you get that spoon?
Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure to get all the edges and just spread it out evenly.
All right. So we have to do, how many cups of chocolate
4.
is it? Okay, it's 2 cups of milk chocolate, and we're going to use 4 because we're doubling the recipe. So that's 1. And 2. And 3. Hope we have enough. And 4. We're going to let the chocolate chips just rest for a minute or 2, and when they're heated up enough, then we'll start spreading it with a spoon. Okay, so we're going to start spreading it. Need to get a oven mitt so it won't slide around. We're just going to spread the chocolate. It looks so yummy already, but we've got to let it rest in the refrigerator after we add the nuts. And I doubled my recipe because we're going to be going out of town for the holidays to spend time with family, and they always know that Ursula brings treats. I'll be bringing cheese straws this year, and toffee, and triple chocolate clusters, sausage balls, all kinds of goodies. So if you haven't seen those recipes yet, just check me out on YouTube, Ursula's Farmhouse Kitchen. And feel free to share with your friends and family. The recipes will be in the description box. Okay, so now it's time to sprinkle the nuts on. And remember, you can use whatever nuts you like. I used, how many cups was it of the nuts? I used a half cup of walnuts and a cup and a half of pecans. So you need 2 cups in all, I believe. But if you would rather have all walnuts, go for it. Just whatever nuts you like. And it's going to make your toffee very crunchy with the nice crushed nuts. We have nuts on the bottom and nuts on top, so it's going to be really nice and crunchy. Melanie, thank you for this recipe. I just love it.
You're welcome.
Can't wait to taste it. I know yours and your mom's was so good.
The last thing you might want to do is pat down the nuts with the back of a spoon just so that they stick.
Okay. So I could just use this spoon.
Sure.
All right, we'll use the back of a spoon and we're going to pat it down. And what's the reason that we're going to pat it down?
Just so that the nuts stick and don't fall off when you pick them up.
Okay. We don't want the nuts to not stick. We want everything to stick together, kind of like a granola bar. We want all the nuts to stick. And we're going to let this cool in the refrigerator for at least, I would say, a couple of hours. And then we'll just break it. Hey friends, y'all got to try this toffee. It is so delicious. Thank you so much for watching my video today, and please come back for more. I promise I'll have more content after Christmas. Y'all have a Merry, Merry Christmas.